this female needs to look at the camera and stop eyeing this man up and down like the juiciest slice of Bollywood beef ever cultivated. Oh my gosh.
That's so creative, though. Juiciest piece of Bollywood beef. Hello and welcome to Thaiger Bites. This is where we get to address your comments and feedback from all of our shows on Facebook, on Instagram, our YouTube show as usual, of course, and the Thaiger Talk forum. And I'd like to introduce to you my co-host today. It's Natty Warisa.
Yay, I am back.
And we've got a new set, Natty.
Yeah, we brought back the brick wall.
The brick wall, the
My
tiger
big
painting.
wall.
We've got newsstands, podcast-style microphones. It's all happening here at the Thaiger Studio.
Yeah.
Right, Natty, I'm going to kick us off with my first comment from Jamel, who says, on the subject of the green, basic psychology, if you tell people they can't do something, it will become very attractive to a section of the population where it normally would not. Well, Natty, I think Jamel has a point here. I am a type of person that if you tell me not to do something, then most probably it makes me want to do it more. However, I'm not quite sure if you can apply that to everything in life. I think people or kids or underage kids, you know, when they're naughty and when they want to do something, they're going to do what they want to do anyways. You know, it's difficult for kids or underage people to be monitored at all times. So when it comes to the green, I think Jamel definitely has a strong point. And maybe the fact that now it's legal, people will be more open to it, and you know, kids might just be waiting to try it, and it's easily accessible. They clearly need to come out with stronger regulations to stop underage consumption of the green.
Right. I think, you know, like countries where the greens are available, I don't think the teens go out like, ooh, I can't wait till I turn 17 or 18 till I get to try the greens, right? They know it's there and they'll try it when they're ready, but they don't feel that rush or that need to beat the system, somehow break the laws. So I think it'll be beneficial for the younger generations onwards. But for now, especially on the cusp of the transition between it used to be criminalized and now it's decriminalized, I think those teenagers would be like, oh, now it's our time. That might have a slight negative impact, but hopefully just for a short bit before, you know, the newer generation takes off. And then we all know that the greens is not as amazing as a lot of people think it is. I mean, not that it's not amazing. It's not as dangerous. It's not as crazy. It's not like we're going to start hallucinating and do crazy things, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But actually, I had a friend who actually was from Holland, and he told me when he was in school, it was considered uncool to go out and smoke the green.
There we go. Yeah.
And if you did do that, you were more of the loser gang,
right,
than the cool gang. So
I think it goes similar to anything that we seem taboo. For example, in Western countries like say America, we back in the 90s or early 2000s, girls wore tube tops, and that was kind of the fashion. People saw girls wearing tube tops and like, cool, well, it's summer, go wear it. They don't think much. But wear a tube top in Thailand, like, how dare you show your arms? How dare you show your décolleté? You know, I'm like, it's just a body part, come on. But because we don't see it that often, it's like all of a sudden like something new and scary. But if we just show it off like the greens, then everything will be okay.
all right, what's your first comment?
My first comment is a nice one by B. Tingay. I hope I'm reading your name correctly. It says, pretty sure you're supposed to say, and this is my lovely and brilliant co-host Natty. Just saying. Thank you.
Of course.
I like that. So I started with that. Yep.
Very nice. I've got a comment from Topics from the Tropics. And Topics says, I owned a company that prepared house sites. We were once hired to prepare 2 house sites in a large nudist colony. It didn't hit me until the general contractor walked out to meet me, and all he had on was a tool belt and tennis shoes. I can't say the shock value associated with seeing naked bodies diminished during the time we were there. I never knew that there are such thing as nudist colonies. I always thought it was like a cult or something. Have you ever heard of a nudist colony where everyone in that colony or area is nude?
I've heard of the concept. I never
Okay.
knew where it was or anything like that. Although I have been to a nudist beach. Have you ever
Oh,
been there?
I have never, no.
Okay,
Where? In Thailand?
No,
or?
it's in Vancouver. It's in
Okay,
Canada.
okay.
The thing is, like, I knew it was a nude beach, so I wore a bikini. Turns out I was the only person who wore the most clothes.
Oh, no.
And everybody looked at me like, "Why are you wearing clothes?"
Yeah.
So
Well,
it was a different
fair
experience.
enough. You can't go to a nude beach and be clothed.
I don't know. It's
I mean,
so
that's just
weird.
almost disrespectful.
It is. It is. I was such an outlier. Also, the first time I ever went to an onsen, I felt very shy. So you know that they give you these little towels. People usually kind of place it on the body part you want to cover. I just use it to cover my face.
Oh.
So at least people don't see who I am. I'm so smart. And for my next comment, I have it from JMO. He says, "All right, I'm done with this channel. The Happy Plan has several well-known names. Use them. In case your people need help with those names, try using marijuana, gun, can, pot, etc. Geez, man, we're not kids." And then Jet Gunther, our hero, came in and then he wrote this. "Chill, bro. We can't say those names because the video will get demonetized by YouTube." I think we said this over and over again, why
Yeah.
we have to blur certain pictures. And it's not just the greens that we have to blur. Anything that has to do with weapons, any scenes to do with general drugs or...
You'd be surprised how many rules there are.
Yeah.
Even someone like a military officer holding a gun in the far background can be flagged. We have to be very careful what we should. It's considered graphic violence. It's considered guns and arms and, smoking, anything to do with the green. Just talking about the topic, auto translation from YouTube will flag the video saying that, oh, they've discussed this topic, and before until it's manually reviewed, you can't make money off it.
Right.
And by the time it's finished reviewing, the shelf life of that video is over.
Right. So that is why.
All right, I've got a comment from Jason Paget. Or Jason Paget. And he says Jay would get so much more respect if he shaved his beard and grew out a solid moustache. He would be the Ron Burgundy of Thailand.
Ron Burgundy.
Have you ever watched Anchorman?
Yes, I have. Oh,
That's
that guy.
right, Natty.
Oh.
And I'm sure he's right because they've done studies, 60% of the time, it works all the time.
Not bad. But I don't know, with you just a mustache, you'd look not like Jay. You would look different.
Well, I felt like I looked like a creepy uncle.
Yeah, exactly. I think without the beard, a lot of people would look like creepy uncles.
Without the beard and only a moustache?
Yeah.
I think you're used to looking at me with a beard or not a beard. No, if I just showed up with a moustache, you'd be like, what's going on here?
Mustache.
A moustache. What do you call it?
Mustache.
What do you call it?
Mustache.
Mustache. It's definitely a moustache.
Okay. My next comment is from Sweet and Sour Pudding. He says, "Durian smells like Chinese Cheesefeet pre-washed in a public sink, or some would say Cambodian sausage? Question mark, question mark, question mark." First of all, what's up with all these unnecessary racial references? Chinese Cheesefeets, Cambodian sausages? Like, what are those? Have you ever tried them before in your life? I don't know. I just feel like you don't have to use like a certain race as an adjective for that. It's very unnecessary. Also, what are cheese feets in general?
But what if he's tasted Cambodian sausages and it actually tastes like a
Like
Cambodian
durian?
sausage?
I doubt any sausage would taste like a
What do you say,
durian. But
Chinese feet?
no, Chinese cheese feet. So that means he had to go up to a Chinese person, say, "Excuse me, do you have cheese feet? Let me taste that. Here is a durian." Oh my gosh, they taste exactly the same.
Well, okay.
Right.
He's a man of mystery. He's had a lot of
Sweet and sour
tasting to do.
puddings, that's for sure.
All right.
All right.
David McCann says, Jay, what about a broad Yorkshire accent?
Give me your...
I think he's commenting on the different accents we do on Good Morning Thailand.
Yeah.
Yorkshire accent. I don't know if I can do a Yorkshire accent. I don't really know what is a proper Yorkshire accent. But talking about accents, let's give a couple a go.
Oh no.
Do you
I
know
always-
any English? Let's try. I think you probably know like a proper London accent. Go on, come on, Natty.
Let me try reading that comment in a in a British accent. Sweet and sour pudding says durian smells like Chinese feet, pre-washed in a public sink, or some would say Cambodian sausage.
Not bad. I mean, cringe, but but not bad.
Sure. Okay, you try.
I don't know. Maybe I could attempt to do a Scouser accent. I could do a Liverpool accent.
Okay, try.
Like, Natty, I reckon that
That sounds not right.
I reckon that you don't know anything, lad. I tell you what, lad.
You're just
look at-
throwing in the
you
word
look-
lad.
You look at me the wrong way, and I'll mess you up, lad. I'm telling you now.
It's
I'm telling you now.
bad.
Yeah.
You sound like those people in those trash shows that I like to
That
watch.
was my best attempt at a Paddy the Batty accent.
Patty the Batty.
I apologize to all English people in general, as well as any Liverpool fans or Liverpool people from Liverpool.
Too late. I think you
Yeah.
offended all of them. Anyway,
Or you could try my best Peaky Blinders,
try.
my Birmingham accent. My mum, she told me, go by the yard. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I don't even know if that is. I don't even know if that is a Birmingham accent. There's so much pressure when you actually have to try and do an
Yeah.
accent, because you never know if they're going to be extremely offended or not.
Yeah, but if you ever want to see Jade do a lot of accents,
Yeah.
well, you just have to subscribe to the members only because you do tons of.
Do I?
Yeah, at work
Oh.
you would just blurt out random
Oh.
accents like German accents,
Yeah.
Australian accents.
Yeah. Australia.
Australia,
I love,
you
love me a good old Australian accent. Yeah.
shrimp on the barbie.
Yeah.
I heard shrimp on the barbie actually does not exist. Australians do not say that.
They probably don't say that, but
Anymore?
they probably barbecue shrimps. Yeah.
Bobby. Okay.
Shrimps on the barbie is just barbecued shrimp. Like
I know, but
yeah.
that's what they don't do. Well, if you're
They don't
Australian,
barbecue
let us know.
shrimps.
Yeah. Or they don't call Barbie for their barbecue. Okay, this is going on way too
Moving
long.
on.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
This is mine now. Sophia Ali says, this male presenter should look at the camera instead of looking at her constantly. And then somebody called Lily White immediately added to that comment, said, this female needs to look at the camera and stop eyeing this man up and down like the juiciest slice of Bollywood beef ever cultivated. Oh my gosh. Could Lily White? No.
That's so creative, though. Juiciest piece of Bollywood beef.
When I read this, I'm like, oh, this is good.
I mean, there's a lot of referencing and depth to that joke, though.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, most Hindu Indian people don't even eat beef. But I appreciate the comedy in there. Thank you, because that was a good laugh.
That was a good one.
Stop looking me up and down, Nelly.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Give me
You're
a
the
break.
juiciest piece in Bollywood.
All right, and for my last comment, I've got a comment from Brian who says he's actually talking about people not smiling in Thailand and how Thailand was voted the 9th in Asia for the land of smiles. He thinks and says, I think it's all exaggerated. I live in Thailand and people are still smiling. Natty, when you're going around Thailand, I know everyone's wearing a mask, blah, 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 but when you do get into a restaurant and when you do see, you're in an environment where people have taken out their mask, are people smiling less? Does he have a point?
I don't know. I don't really realize that. Maybe because I go to the same places where people know me and they're generally nice to me. But I don't feel any difference. Ever since I grew up until here, everybody is just smiling just as much as they have.
I think in general, people are very smiley, and when you do make eye contact with someone, it's awkward, and people most of the times just smile instead of maybe in another country they'll be like, "What? What are you looking at?"
Wait, can I ask you, when you
Yeah.
walk down the hall and there's
Yes.
people walking towards you, do you
Yes.
look at them in the eyeballs and like smile to them?
Sure. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think that's the difference between Thais and non-Thais. I, as a Thai, was not necessarily taught like Natty. Like, they didn't sit me down and like, do not look at people in the eyes. But I can remember teachers or even my own family, when they see people, they try to avoid eye contact as much as possible. So that's how I kind of go through life. So if non-Thais kind of misunderstand Thais not being friendly, I think it's a cultural thing. We
Yeah.
were meant to like, hey, don't look at people in the eye. It's impolite. Even, you know, the royal family and stuff, like in the past, I don't know if it's still applied today, but you're not supposed to look them directly in the eye. It's
Okay.
considered impolite.
I think occasionally, especially if I'm getting into an elevator or if I'm just with a person, that even if I don't know them or if they're a colleague, I'll at least be like, "Hi, how are you doing?" You know, even if I don't know them, I'll just be like, "Hello." Just, you know, walking into an elevator. And I'd stopped for a very long time until earlier, a couple of months ago, I was coming to work and living in my condo. I went into the elevator, and a very nice. She was a bit mature lady. While she got off to the car park, she just took a moment to say, "I hope you have a nice day." And I was like,
Oh,
I
that's
was like,
so nice.
I was like, that's so lovely. I was
Yeah.
like, "Have a nice day too, ma'am." You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that was so nice. And I felt like you never know what people are going through in life, you know, their struggles. And just a nice comment can go a very long way. And that was a very bright start to my morning. And ever since then, I take any opportunity I can get to just wish people a good day.
You never do that to me, though. You just walk into the office and like shove my chair and then walk to yours. Okay, that's not true. You do
I
say good
can
morning.
neither confirm nor deny such allegations by one Natty Warisa. All I can say is that you will be hearing from my lawyer.
All right.
Any last comments? And we're done, ladies and gentlemen. That was Tiger Bites. We hope you enjoyed. If you do have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Let us know, what do you think about Thailand as being the land of smiles, about the green luring in younger generation of Thailand, and any other topics that we've discussed today. Have your say, and perhaps one of your comments will be featured in one of our next Tiger Bites. As for now, I'd like to say thank you, Nettie.
Thank you, Jay.
We hope you liked our new set. Please be kind, and we hope to see you next time. Until then, see you. Take care. Bye-bye.